Can I make a custom Akedo Jack Skellington using only this? Make sure you stick around to the end of the video to find out. Alright guys, here's the finale to our 2023 Halloween mode here on Eddie's World. I hope everyone's enjoyed this year's selection, and if you made a suggestion that I didn't make, don't worry, because there's always next Halloween. Isn't it kind of spooky how some of this year's warriors perfectly aligned with last year's themes? And our finale is no exception. And out of all the 2023 Halloween series so far, the most enjoyable warrior to play has got to be Stinger Flynn. And the funny thing about it is that he doesn't even have any Akedo parts on him. He's made out of paper mache, wire, and most importantly, a Lego Technic projectile launcher. And speaking of Lego projectile launchers, I found a bunch on eBay and I bought them. All of them. I bought all of them. 52 launchers and 40 projectiles. There's black launchers, gray launchers, white launchers, red projectiles, gray projectiles with yellow tips, yellow projectiles, and even broken yellow projectiles. I also bought one Domes Jack Skellington figure. I really love using Domes figures because they're so detailed and accurate. The first thing we need to do is get to Jack's head, cut it open, and hollow it out. I think we might be in luck here, guys. The head is hollow, and that's gonna save us a bunch of time. Now, I'll take this Lego projectile launcher and some of this wire, and I'll show you guys what I have in mind. Using only an Akedo base plate, I present to you Jack Skellington with exploding split strike action head when you hit him here. Okay, I'm gonna have to work on that. This launcher is going to turn into Jack's body, so let's carefully cut off this mounting rail and grind it down as much as possible without destroying it. Okay, guys, if you're trying to follow along at home, pay attention because this is the most important part of the whole project. We're about to attach the limbs onto the body, but you need to be very precise with the super glue. The projectile launcher has moving parts that need to move in order to work. See this hole right here? That's one of the places you don't want to get glue. So don't just squeeze the glue on. Apply it with a toothpick. Make sure you have some zip ties ready to hold the limbs in place. And last, give the glue a lot of time to dry before moving to the next step. For the head, I'll cut off the top of the projectile and glue a 2-inch length of wire into it. A couple hours have passed, and if I wasn't in such a rush to finish the video, I would have let the glue dry overnight. But here I am, about to pose him so we can start sculpting the clay. With the help of Battle Giant Oogie Boogie, we'll figure out the best arm and leg pose for the Pumpkin King. This was probably the most frustrating part of the build for me because the limbs kept breaking off the body while I was trying to bend them, and in the back of my mind, I knew that the steps were only going to get harder and harder. And after borrowing hands from a forgotten action figure, I present to you Endoskeleton Jack Skellington.
Alright guys, don't laugh at his little pig right here, but I'll cut that off now.
Someone just asked in the comments what kind of clay I used, and if you watch all of our videos, you'll have seen me use a bunch of different stuff over the years, but recently I discovered epoxy clay, and the Epoxy Sculpt brand is by far my favorite to work with. Because the super glue isn't really bonding the metal limbs to the plastic body, I'm gonna rely mostly on the clay to hold everything together. And before I start, I'll just add a little bit of super glue for good luck. I'm still really bad at sculpting, and I'm sure rushing to beat a deadline doesn't help at all, but if I can do it, I know you guys can too. This stuff is pretty forgiving, and you have about a 4 to 5 hour window until the clay starts to stiffen up. Just make sure you wear gloves and have proper ventilation. And if you do have to sand or grind any mistakes or imperfections, make sure you're wearing a respirator. This is my second application of clay, and I'm busting out all the tricks I've learned from watching YouTubers like Mini Bricks, Jack Creator, The Craftsman Steady Crafting, and Eddie's World. Just kidding, guys. That last YouTuber was me. Alrighty. The body is finished and sanded, and I'm shocked at how decent it looks. And after we get the head on, it's finally time to address the elephant in the room. Jack's split strike button. Maybe it's better if I just not talk or try to explain anything. Just watch, guys. Just watch. Okay, that's better, right? Did I save it? Yes? Yes?
Yes!
Here is Jack the Pumpkin King Skellington, looking pretty good. I'm about to paint him, and I'm excited, scared, and nervous. What do you guys think of him? I stayed up all night to get him finished in time, and you wouldn't believe how hard it is to paint a thin straight line at 11 o'clock at night. Hopefully, we can film the Halloween tournament this weekend, and if we do, my money's on Jack Skellington. Who do you guys think will be our 2023 Halloween champion? And what do you think of this year's Halloween lineup? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Please have a safe and sugary Halloween. And if you enjoyed the build and want to see more awesome Akedo customizations, then hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you in the next video.